Hi guys, we have to learn how to find inverse of functions in this lesson. I would encourage you guys to take notes for this. So the first question, find the inverse of the function f of x is equal to 4 minus 3x. So the steps for this are given on the side over here. These are the 4 steps that we will be following, and I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is, instead of f of x, you have to put it as y. So here, instead of f of x, I'm going to rewrite it as y equals 4 minus 3x. That's the first step. Then, switch x and y. Where you have x, you should put y, and where you have y, you should put x. So this becomes x is equal to 4 minus 3y. Now you have to solve for y. That's step number 3, solve for y. Before I do that, I always flip these equations because when I have to solve for y, I like y to be on the left side. So all I'm doing is flipping these equations like this. It's the same. I did not do anything extra here, just flipped it. So I'm going to do step number 3 where I have to solve for y. So y have to be alone here. We have to make y all by itself. So first I cancel the positive 4. So I do minus 4 on both sides. 4 and 4 will cancel. I get negative 3y is equal to x minus 4. Now to solve for y, I have to divide by negative 3 on both sides. So 3 and negative 3's will cancel. I get y is equal to x minus 4 over 3 and a negative sign. The last step, put y as f inverse of x. So this is my y. So instead of y, I'm going to put f inverse of x as negative x minus 4 over 3. So this is my solution. My last step is my solution right here. This can also be written as f inverse of x is equal to, this negative can be distributed in and it will become 4 minus x over 3. They're both the same answers. You just have to do one of them. They're both the same. Either one, you'll get the right answer. Let's do another question. Question number 2. Find the inverse of f of x is equal to x to the power of 5 minus 7. Follow the steps. Number 1, put f of x is equal to y. So we put y is equal to x5 minus 7. Then switch x and y. Where you have y, you put x. Where you have x, you put y. Then solve for y. So I'm going to solve for y. In order to do that, I'm going to flip these equations. Now I have to solve for y. So first I cancel the negative 7 by adding 7 on both sides. Okay, and they cancel, and I get y to the 5th power is equal to x plus 7. To solve for y, I have to take the 5th root because the exponent is 5. So y is equal to 5th root of x plus 7. So last step, put y is equal to f inverse of x. So I get f inverse of x as 5th root of x plus 7, and I'm done. So that is my solution for question number 2. Another question, number 3. f of x is equal to log base 4x. First step, put f of x is equal to y. Just follow the steps, that's all you do. Log base 4x. Switch x and y, so you get x is equal to log base 4y. Solve for y. So I flip the equations first. That log 4y is equal to x. Now to solve for y, I need to make y alone or y by itself. We do it by changing this log to exponential form. We know 4 to the power of x must give us y. So we're going to write y is equal to 4 to the power of x. So we just solved for y. When it's a log function, this is how we solve for y. Okay. Now last step, put f inverse of x as y. So instead of y, you put f inverse of x is equal to 4 to the power of x. That's it. That's your answer. Last question. Number 4. Follow the steps again. Find the inverse of f of x is equal to 1/3 x minus 8. F of x is y, so 1/3 of x minus 8. Switch between the x and the y. X is 1/3 y minus 8. Solve for y. In order to solve for y, I always put y on the left side of the equation. That makes it more easier. So how do I solve for y here? I have to first cancel the negative 8. So I have to add 8 on both sides. So they cancel. I get 1/3 of y is equal to x plus 8. We cancel a denominator by multiplying by 3 on both sides. So 3 and 3 will cancel and I'll get y by itself. But we know this 3 is for both of them. So when you distribute, you get 3x plus 8 times 3 is 24. Last step. Instead of y, you put f inverse of x, which is 3x plus 24, and that is your final answer. That's it. So your homework for this topic is going to be from page S.138, exercise 1 and 2. Good luck.